Hello citizens of the planet, welcome back to Monday Musings with Larry Lelli. And this is part 2 of my musing about the Assassins reunion concert that we did December 3rd now. So, after we got done with the orchestra rehearsal, that night I had to go over to the theater to start assembling my massive percussion and drum setup, which took me approximately 4 hours to do. And also I helped them, set up the stage for the whole event and the orchestra seating and everything like that. It's quite a process for what needs to happen to get everything set up just right to fit everyone on the stage that isn't necessarily big enough to fit all of us. I can't remember exactly how many people we had. I think we had 15 people in the orchestra that we had to squeeze onto this stage, and then with the cast in front of us still, with enough room for the cast in front of us to sit down and stand and move around and such. And then they had to arrange lights and all that kind of stuff. So I did that evening. Then we showed up that next morning, 8 a.m., for everybody to finally get in their seats, and we started sound check at 9. We had 1 hour for sound check to get all the sounds for all the different instruments and all the mics in place and all that kind of good stuff. And then the cast came in at 10, and this is the first time we've seen the cast. This is 10 a.m. the day of the concert. And so from 10 a.m. non-stop until 5 p.m., we had 10-minute breaks here and there. But the entire day we sat there and inched through every single moment of the concert. Minute by minute of the song. And this is what we call tech, or a tech rehearsal, where they need to set lights for everybody where they're going to stand. They need to figure out if it works, if this person comes from off stage, or if they come from the audience, or if they're going to stand over on this side of the stage and do their scene and their dialogue, or if they're going to walk across the stage. All these different kind of things are being set up. And so we, the musicians, sit there until they're ready to do the next song, and then we'll play maybe 8 bars, maybe 16 bars, maybe 32 bars, and then they'll stop us and we'll hold while they focus some other lights, or they decide that, actually we want you guys to be sitting down during that number, or we want you to stand up at the microphone, but everybody stand, all 3 of you, around this microphone. Or we want you all 3 to stand at your own microphone. So they're figuring out all this blocking and what the direction of the show and how to focus the show so that the story can still be told in a concert version. So that's what we did all day until 5, and then we were all, bleary-eyed and spacey, and needed to go have some food and a little break before the concert started at that evening at 7:30 or whatever. So that's kind of how the day went, and the concert was wonderful. And the people, they packed the house. Like I said, I think they raised nearly $1 million for this fundraiser for the roundabout. It was tremendously successful, and it was so magical for us to be sitting there recreating this score, which is so beautiful, with our original Broadway cast singing in the very same space that we opened the show back in 2004 in Studio 54. It was just a magical night, and it was one of the most fulfilling musical experiences that I've had here on Broadway. It was really wonderful, and of course with our esteemed conductor extraordinaire Paul Gemignani at the helm, and of course Joe Montello, who directed the show originally as well, was there to re-stage it. It was just a really magical evening for us all, and one I will never forget. So, for those of you who are interested, continue watching from here on, and I'll put some clips of my video that I took of my setup, of the drum and percussion setup, both in the rehearsal hall and in the concert hall. So, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week.
chipping away at the mountainside. It is. It's kind of slowly. They do a little scooping it out.